Injury report, nobody is ruled out. We'll see how it goes. You guys will have the full list after practice here, so they're all working hard, and we'll see how that goes. Got to have a good day today. Final, not the final preparations, but last day on the grass, and then we're headed to San Francisco tomorrow.
From where Max was Sunday when he got carted off, towel over his head, looked like to anybody watching he was severely hurt. So where he is today, what do you say about that progression? What can you tell me?
Never really know about injuries, you know.
I was going to say, with the way I know there was a lot of discussion over what you guys want to do, and you talked about your gut and everything in terms of how you were calling the defense, but the pass rush seems like it's been fairly effective no matter how you've done it so far. In general, do you like the jump that it's made maybe from previous years in terms of?
Yeah, I do. I think, the other thing that, hey, Teo, you'd like not to play 90 plays too, So we got to play complementary football a little bit better. I understand the game. That's how that game kicked out, which you can have games like that when you get a big lead like that. But as far as the pass rush, I always think it can be better. I want to see some guys take a jump from now week 2 to week 3, what we're working on. We got to affect the passer.
Coach, I hear a lot about the Cardinals' schedule. Looks easy early, get harder later. But I wonder if that's not missing something key here. You guys, when you went to New Orleans, you had to play a quarterback in a new system. You kind of had to piece together the film. This week you're preparing for maybe 2 different quarterbacks. You're having to piece it together. Is this tougher than it might seem from the outside based on the factors you're dealing with?
That's probably a pretty good perspective, Greg. I think every week in the NFL it presents challenges, different challenges, I would say. But that's life in the NFL. So it's our job to make sure that they're prepared, put them in the right spots, and we go out and play good football, get a win.
How different is that process whenever you're preparing for maybe one quarterback as opposed to one who could play, one might play? How different is
Just
that?
try to control the controllables, Yes, you do have to have some awareness, more so coaches than players, but players got to be versatile a little bit too. But, we try to concentrate on us, and especially knowing that whoever plays, I really don't think it's going to change a ton. They're 2 good quarterbacks.
This team hasn't faced Mac Jones in a while, and he was with New England at that point, and so Buddha was saying yesterday, it's hard to kind of see if he's the same quarterback because the system is so different. So how are you learning, I guess, the kind of quarterback Mac Jones is? Is it really just from last week's game, or are you able to still take things from New England?
High percentage from last week's game.
Now that you've had 2 practices, how have Keitrell and Denzel, stepped into a potential larger role?
They're all doing well.
Key players haven't gone against Kyle Shanahan's offense for a number of years. Buddha, JT, Mac, calling the defense last year a couple of times. In what ways might that help the defense and some of those guys prepare for, Shanahan and how innovative and unique it can be and the challenge they're in?
Yeah, again, I kind of go back to us. We got to make sure we get aligned right, we communicate effectively, put our eyes in the right spot, play with good technique, motor and violence, and take care of us.
I know it's 1 week at a time, but do you have to have any extra eye on the short week ahead?
I do. They don't.
You said Monday you need more production out of Marv and that connection. How does an offense go about doing that without trying to force throws to somebody?
It probably boils down to get open and catch the football when the ball goes to him.
There's been a lot made about Darius Robinson's start to the season, and it might look a little bit slow, at least on the box score. What's been your overall assessment?
He's doing well. We're moving him around. He's playing excellent in the run game. And again, not always with defensive linemen, especially as many times that we put 5 on the front. They can play winning football and impact the game without showing up on a stat sheet a ton. Now, do I want them to win one-on-ones and their point of attack, then make a bunch of plays? Absolutely. But sometimes the ball doesn't come to you, but you can be doing your job that's helping somebody else make some plays too. So You can ask Buddha about that. He'll be the first one to tell you. He tackles a lot of his tackles come because the front's playing the right way. Or Mac, talk to Mac or somebody like that. Like, it takes all 11 to play good defense, and just because you're not showing up on a stat sheet doesn't mean you're not playing well.
Last week, we saw Trey Benson playing that 2-minute drill at the end of the first half. Do you envision that kind of being his role now in that 2-minute?
Game by game.
Coach, a couple of years ago, 2-0, last year 1-1, this year 2-0. How does your mindset as a coach change? What changes in terms of preparation when you're 0-2, when you're 2-0?
Doesn't.
When you go into a road venue and you've had success there in the past, does that factor into confidence? Does that make a difference at all? And, when a team goes in like that, just based having a track record of any sort? No.
No.
We're still, I think, 12 days away, but do you think it's going to be possible for Walter or BJ to be back when that window has the potential to open in Week 5?
Hypothetical, Teo. Kyle Shanahan today.
What do you like about, at least in the final drive last week, JT slid over to Slaw. What do you like about his ability to play that role a little bit?
I mean, he can cover. He's quick. He's got vision. He's sticky, which goes to his coverage ability. He's got good instincts in zone coverage. Everything that makes him a really good safety in the pass game translate to being a pretty good nickel in the pass game. So he's when you look at 32 other teams, not everybody has a guy like that. So it's kind of it's nice for us because he can wear multiple hats. One, handle it mentally, and two, execute what he needs to execute. So JT's a really good football player.
Obviously, Garrett is a hugely important player for you guys, but the fact that you can move JT over there and then have a guy like Rabbit step in at safety, I mean, is that almost a luxury that you can have replacements that are there?
I think guys are doing a good job of filling roles, when they're called upon. So you never want to lose good football players, but that's life in the NFL, and everybody collectively has to play good football.
You were talking on the show with Paul and Danny and AQ about block recognition then leads to block destruction. Can a player shed a block or destruct a block simply based off of skill, or do they need to have that recognition at first?
No, you have to have recognition.